Tonight, I want to talk about the FIFINE Tank 1 microphone, which is right in front of me right here. And this microphone has blown me away in more than one way. I just want to say that FIFINE did send this mic over for me to be able to talk about. They don't have any say on my video and what I'm going to say, and they will not review this prior to me uploading. All my views and opinions are my own. Everybody talked about the build quality and the weight of this microphone, and all the reviews that I saw on this mic for the past year. And I thought that was interesting, and I thought, well, maybe one day when I get this microphone, I'll see what they're talking about. But I never really put a lot of stock into that because, I've had a microphone that has been, a bit heavy, heavy enough where it was difficult for a boom arm stand to hold. And I thought, you know, how heavy can this be? Well, this thing is extremely heavy. None of the boom arms that I have can hold this. Even the new one that I bought that I haven't done a review on yet, but I will be doing, so be on the lookout for that. But this microphone is so heavy, it's like a a brick, and if you dropped it on your foot, you wouldn't be saying, "Oh, ouch." You'd be saying more than that, and there'd be tears running down your face because it would hurt. This thing is definitely a tank. It's properly named for sure, 100%. I haven't felt a microphone like this, ever, and it is built really solid on top of that. I mean, it's not just heavy, but it's built very solidly. Um, the sound quality to me, I don't know, to you, let me know in the comments, what you think, but the sound quality to me is fantastic. Um, every review that I've heard with this microphone, it's rivaled the Rode Pod mic or even the Shure SM7B in a lot of ways. I think with microphones and doing comparisons and reviews, a lot of times um, we lose sight, or I lose sight. It's the use, how it's being used, and the person that's using it, and their abilities, and their know-how, and all of that, and the equipment that they're using. How are are they able to maximize um, the microphone and the quality of the microphone and the sound and all of that? I'm not one that is able to do those sorts of things, so you'll never really catch me doing a lot of comparisons or anything like that. It's just for me, it's I'm gonna get in front of the camera here and tell you what I think of it as I plug it in and turn it on, and here we go. No processing, none of that. I've got it plugged into my Lewitt Connect 6, into my new PC, and there you go. That's it. This is the sound you're getting. I'm not doing any processing. Eventually, I will do some processing, but I don't really want to like get into the weeds of that when I sit here and have a conversation about gear with you guys because um, I'm not an expert. And one of the things that I really want to focus on is things that plug and play, and that's what I really need in equipment. Even to this day, 7 years in, 7.5 years in, I don't I don't want to think a lot about having to mess around with stuff for it to sound good and be usable in a way where I'm having to tinker and do all those sorts of things. That's just not me, and it will never probably be me. I do wanna get a little bit better about stuff. I really do wanna be able to maximize some of my equipment, but, um, you know, I'm not at that point yet, and I don't know when I will be. Um, and I'm not gonna rush it, you know what I mean? It's not something that I think is necessary, and one of the things that, um, I think about a lot too is that when I watch YouTube, um, that I don't know if bother is the right word, but it kind of like it I guess bother is the right word. It bothers me to see people who are really trying to be professional broadcasters or professional presenters. And to me, that's not what YouTube is about. I think content creation is its own entity. And um, microphones like this are for the professional content creator or the wannabe professional content creator because it is a plug and play type of microphone that gets this kind of sound. And then the build quality is so robust. This is a content creator's microphone. Um, your Shure SM7Bs and maybe some your more expensive microphones out there. Um, maybe those are professional broadcaster mics. Maybe those are professional presenter mics. But that's not necessarily where I'm at, and that's not necessarily where I want to be. And so I think we lose sight on YouTube what it means to be a content creator and what the goal is about content creation. And I see a lot of people just replicating old media. Um, and it gets kind of boring to me. What I liked about YouTube was real people getting in front of the camera and talking about their real life use case scenarios about stuff like this or their real life about whatever subject matter it is. I have a podcast about dogs. If you don't know, my name's Sean. I'm from the Bulldog Social Club podcast. I've started this channel because content creation is a passion of mine, but what brought me to the table was my passion for dogs. And now content creation has turned into a passion, and gear is part of that passion. And learning about it and studying it and trying to figure out what works best for me is a part of that passion and growing process and learning process. And that's what I've done with my original channel, my main channel, is share my learning process about learning about dogs and the finer points about the dog world. I'm sharing my learning process about things like microphones, computers, and gadgets and gear and technology. Um, and so I feel like YouTube is kind of all of a sudden take a big turn towards the professional. And even in things like gear reviews and stuff like that, um, uh, it's a little disheartening. I want to speak to the people that are passionate about what they're creating and they want to do it in a way where they can have a leg up and do it in a way where they sound really good and they can share their passion without having to worry about um, not being able to convey a message in a clear voice. And using a microphone like this is one way that you can achieve that. This microphone sounds absolutely fantastic. What I'm hearing through my headphones is amazing. Um, I think this is probably my favorite microphone that I have right now and that I've ever used. It's just got that sound that I've been looking for in a microphone. So, given the FIFINE Tank 1 has a slightly better sound, if not a little bit more than slightly better sound than the pod mic. It has even a bigger advantage with the 2 switches at the bottom, the low cut filter switch and the mid boost switch, which I have on right now. And so I just find that to be even a stronger case for you to save 15, 20 bucks, get a better sounding microphone, and have some versatility like having those 2 switches. Amazing. And then if you really know how to maximize the sound out of this microphone, I really heard some comparisons where it really gets up there and can rival some of your real higher end broadcast quality microphones like the SM7B. I know I bring that up a lot, but that's the microphone that everybody talks about. That's the microphone that is the most popular. That's what I see, unfortunately, what every wannabe who isn't a professional but is just a content creator goes out and spends $500 for an SM7B because if you buy one of those, you can't just plug it in. You There's a little bit more to it, and there's more videos out there that people can talk about that microphone and what it needs, and it's really gain hungry and it's hard to drive, and it's why would you spend that much money when you can spend $84 on Amazon right now for this microphone and get close to that sound? And when what you're doing as a content creator is you're sharing your passions, you're being a part of a community. You're not a professional broadcaster. And let's quit being that, trying to be that. We don't need to go out there and spend hundreds, thousands of dollars on equipment when we can sound really good and look halfway decent with, $100, $200 webcam. You don't need that $5,000 DSLR. You know, your return on investment, it will never be there most likely. And if you are a lucky one that is able to get a return on an investment, why would you spend that money when you could easily look and sound almost as good as you would if you had a professional setup? To me, it loses its mystique when you're starting to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on stuff when it's supposed to be about the passion and the message that you're trying to convey about your passions. And this channel is called Voices of the Enthusiast because we are the voice of the enthusiast, you know. And this microphone is perfect for the enthusiast. It's not only perfect in sound, but it's perfect for our pocketbook. And again, I want to thank FIFINE for allowing me to talk about this microphone and giving me the opportunity to work with a company that really puts the customer first, in my opinion, and isn't trying to um, scrimp on quality, but isn't trying to gouge its customer base. And I really appreciate that from a company like FiFine. So I hope you like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I hope you watched my last interview that I did with Mark from Good Old Tech. I will be having more interviews like that in the future. It will be a slow but sure process. Again, I'm an enthusiast. I'm a hobbyist. I work a full time job, and I have responsibilities outside of uh, my YouTube life. But I'm going to work as hard as I can to get this channel going and have kind of a steady stream of content and build a community here of like-minded individuals and people who enjoy equipment like this. And I hope in the future I'm able to talk about some more FIFINE gear. And I appreciate you taking the time to watch this episode, and we'll see you on the next one.